in chat, your constant pursuit of making sure you're transformative with any vid you show is amazing. It is a balancing act, though. 100%. If I can take a video, say the runtime is 10 minutes, right? And I were to make that video, that 10-minute video, into a 50, 60, 70, 80-minute video, who cares, right? There are absolutely videos on this platform. There's going to be things like, not Pirate Software, the Morrowind review, the Morrowind retrospective, right? By Patrician TV. Something that I've watched several times, right? We can look at Patrician TV's reviews, right? Skyrim analysis, 2 parts, 9 hours each, 8 hours, 12 hours. Yes, I've watched them all multiple times, right? You can have good content that's lengthy. The issue when it comes to reactions is expectation and making sure you're able to fill that void, right? It is a balancing act. Sure, you go into a 10-minute video, as I said, it becomes a 60, 70, 80, 90-minute video, but if it's full of pauses, if it's full of, well, I'm interrupting people, it breaks the flow of the conversation, right? When you're out and you're having a conversation, hi, how you doing? Oh, just kind of chilling out. How about you? I'm doing pretty good. You see how there's that flow, there's that exchange there? Now imagine if I'm, doing the same thing. Hey, how you doing? And immediately if I say, how you do, someone interrupts me and goes, I'm doing great. How about you? Well, I'm kind of, and then they interrupt me again. Yeah, it's good to hear that you're doing okay. I'm having a cool day. Okay, you've kind of made that conversation about you in that setting, right? What I'm trying to get across here is that when you react to things, when you try to organically do stuff like that, you have to make sure that you're doing it intelligently, and you have to make sure to kind of pace it out, right? The number of times where I've heard people being like, I like that you actually pause and don't talk over the creators is staggering, because that tells me that there's a problem in the sphere when it comes to that, right? If there's a problem with you're in the middle of a joke and you pause it and you expose it for 5 to 10 minutes just to get length, and then you completely miss the joke. There are certain videos, let's talk about Maxor, right? There are certain creators that I love and have reacted to, like Maxor. If you look at a Maxor video, there's going to be it's so dense. It's so quick, right? What is the Gorbino's Quest, that video? I can't remember which one it was offhand. But when you go into that video, it's so dense and you can miss certain things. There was a Fat Electrician video. It was on the Fat Files channel, right? So if we go to the Fat Files and we go into the modern art of CIA propaganda, there's a very specific scene that mentioned you can miss it. It's like it shows modern art, and when you pause it at a certain frame, you can see that it says breadlines, right? So 1, you have to be engaged in the content. 2, you have to try to be transformative, but not for transformative sake, if that makes sense. And you have to engage with the medium. I think that React content on the platform ultimately runs into issues, especially when you have this mass idea, and I harp about it consistently. Fat Electrician goes off about communism. I go off about the people that will consistently say, Kip, why are you pausing so much? At that point, you are making your own problems, okay? If you're going to go into a reaction, which I've started actually doing this, there's zero way nobody knows that I'm not doing a reaction at this point. If you look in my videos, right, my thumbnails, guess what I've started doing? Adding the word reaction to it. It's like going to Wendy's and complaining they have burgers. Going to Taco Bell, complaining they have tacos, right? If you don't want to watch a reaction, don't watch a reaction. If you want to watch the original video, and I implore you, go find me a single video in which I say, don't watch the original video. There might be 1 or 2, but that's more because of I think the Embrace of Shadows one is a good one, because that gives them metrics at that point for a situation in which an individual decided to attack a bunch of other individuals. That's the exception. Shoe on Head, Fat Electrician, Fat Files, TGS Anime, Dual Logs, Russian Badger, Maxor, Rubik's Raptor, right? In what ways I can, I try to make sure that I'm sending everybody to as many places as possible, because at the end of the day, they're providing a medium for me to react to, right? And some creators don't want their content reacted to, and that's completely fine. It's acknowledging that. We reacted to Pirate Software on stream, right? And at the end of the day, if Pirate Software says, hey, Kip, I don't really feel comfortable with you doing this. I mean, you should have asked first. You know what? You're absolutely right. What would you like me to do? You have people at CoffeeZilla that will say, hey, please don't react to my video in full. You're more than welcome to kind of chop it up, kind of react to that organically, but that does create a market replacement. You have Terminal Montage, right? Which I'm actually really curious. I haven't looked in a while. I know Wolf Glick actually did that. I don't actually understand how this works, because I know for a fact in Terminal Montage videos there is a very specific clause at the beginning of a video that has said, please don't react to this. And that being said, should we cancel these people? Should we harass them? No, absolutely not. That's between them and the original creator. And maybe they asked Terminal Montage to react to that content. I don't know, and I have no way of knowing, right? We've gone over, not Brandon Herrera, other dude with the mullet, Kyle Hill, right? Kyle Hill has kindly asked, hey, unless you're a specialist, let's not react to my videos, please, right? Especially when you get into that YouTube pseudoscience stuff and people pushing false science, right? That kind of thing. Totally respect it, right? I don't have to react to everybody. What I choose to do is react to people that I think are worth a damn, right? Does that mean I think Terminal Montage isn't worth it? I think they're absolutely worth it. And if you haven't checked them out, you should definitely do that. That's not me trying to earn brownie points. That's not me trying to go, hey, maybe I can be nice and Terminal Montage. Look, no. At the end of the day, if they don't want their content reacted to, they don't want their content reacted to. There's a wealth of other content that I can react to, such as, right, Soviet Womble, right? Wow, there's a bunch of videos to react to here. Amazing, right? Fat Electrician has plenty of things up. Unsubscribed Podcast, plenty of things that I could react to and try to organically talk about, right? And realistically, my goal is to be able to talk about anything, right? If you're wanting to talk about the modern impacts of Sargon of Akkad and his conquest, right? Cool, we can talk about that. If you're wanting to talk about modern economics and the Japanese yen, cool, awesome, something we can talk about, right? And I kind of have my foot in so many different things that I can talk about pretty much anything, but I'm a specialist in very few things. So what I'm trying to get across with this is that React content definitely has its L's. And there are people on the platform that they either are lazy with content, they don't add to the content, they just re-upload, or they don't take the original creators' their wishes into consideration. Let's look at Internet Historian, right? Ignore my spelling. If we look at Internet Historian, right, and we look at fancy oddities, right, there's going to be a very specific thing at the beginning, right? There's going to be a please don't react to right here. This video meets the criteria of legal fair use and those of YouTube's guidelines. No citation or example media herein constitutes infringement of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act DMCA. However, in addition, satire, problematic names individuals. It's the third one, I think. Feel free to react to these videos, but please wait 48 hours from initial upload date before re-uploading to YouTube. The following is not endorsement or invitation of condoning of harassment towards these individuals featured in this video. I think that last part's actually really great. But you see that something like this, something that Terminal Montage adds to the beginning, any sort of clarification is fine. At the end of the day, there is a market for React content. It's why XQC, Sniper Wolf, Asmongold, regardless of your feelings on them, it's a reason why they can do what they do, right? And me, I've rambled on for 8 minutes at this point, probably lost a bunch of people, because I ramble on, but I hope this has been enlightening into kind of the thought process behind this, right? At the end of the day, sure, I can look at this from a business side of things. I also take it a step further. How does the original creator feel, right? At the end of the day, if I react to Internet Historian, if I react to Shoe on Head, if I react to Maxor, Russian Badger, right? Do I want to come across as some guy who's trying to grift on their content? No, absolutely not. I think that I have a skill in being able to do this. I have a skill in talking in my everyday life, and I want to apply it in what ways I can, right? It is a competitive field, and I guarantee you I do lose out on metrics being unable to react to certain things, right? But that's kind of the L I have to take. I give 4 calendar days from when a video goes live, right? So if we look at Fat Electrician, we look at them again, right? And if the real Rambo, Roy Benavides, right, which is actually in our queue for tonight, unironically, it was 2 days ago went live, which is, as of right now, it was 6/23, June 23rd, 2024. Until the 27th, at minimum, I will not make that live. Now, if we look at Fat Electrician, Rambo reaction, right, and we look at that, we already have... Ooh, actually need to... Thank you. I didn't even know he had a Sniper's video. I'm not really seeing a bunch of reactions to that this time, which is interesting. Or maybe that's just pushing him. Either First Blood movie reaction. Unironically, not many reactions to it, which kind of blows my mind because Fat Electrician goes hard. But I'm sure there's things that you can come out. Say a new Badger video comes out, new Fat Electrician video comes out, new Maxor video comes out, right? Maxor Rotten Gold reaction, going to be a better example. which I had to take some time. Part of it got muted, right? I've already lost out on all potential metrics I could have done. At the end of the day, I don't really care because I would rather wait and make sure that I'm on somebody's good side, not to butter up to them, but to be more ethical in what ways that I can. I feel that's much more important, and talking to these creators and having those organic interactions, not because, I think they're going to be my friend, not because I think that, I'm going to, oh, well, I'll make it big if I just do this. No, I feel that there's a proper and professional way to go about that. So, and then what are your thoughts on the comment section? I hope that this thought process has been really interesting for you to go down and kind of look at what I do and why some things stress me out a little bit. But at the end of the day, I enjoy what I do. Do I have a lot of self-limitations? Yeah. But I think that helps what I do, and it helps me try to come across as more genuine and try to be this more ethical reactor that a lot of people have wanted. It hasn't really quite worked out, unfortunately. I I feel like the channel definitely has plateaued a little bit. But that being said, I can either take it as an L and walk away, or I can take it as I'm doing incredibly well for a male VTuber in the sphere, in the React content sphere, no less, which is already hyper competitive. And I want to take a second to thank everybody for coming out and continuing to watch my videos, come out to the Discord, watch my stuff, interact with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you, but I also want to thank creators like Shoe on Head. I want to thank creators like Maxor, like Russian Badger, like Project Melody, Lucy Pyre, right, et cetera, Fat Electrician, Brandon Herrera, right, who really have just been amazing to work around, right? And I want to make sure that I'm just being as positive as I can, as professional as I can, and just be that difference. So thank you, everybody. Let me know what your thoughts are. See you in the next one.